Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of two Target exclusive Tiger Force figures, Bazooka and Recondo. I've been looking forward to these two in the regular colors and their regular sort of 80s outfits for, since G.I. Joe Classified was done. I'm going to say that a lot, I think, because I'm basically looking forward to every character. But Bazooka was definitely one of my favorites. Recondo was one I had. I wouldn't say he was one of my favorites, but I super liked him. But when you're with your friends and you're picking figures, I would pick Bazooka before Recondo because he's got the rocket launcher and everything. And then on the cartoon, he's just super funny, very clumsy, likes to almost blow people's heads off. I don't know if likes is the right word, but he does. So let's go over him first. It's got really cool artwork. It's a really fantastic image. I know it's not Jason Pearson, but it sort of reminds me of that kind of aesthetic that he had. When I turn it on the side, I'm still not convinced it couldn't be Jason Pearson, but I know it is. I saw the name of the artist. I don't know who they are. Of course, the same sort of Tiger Force back as the rest of the Target exclusives have, which is kind of cool. I wish maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know how we would improve that, but the back sort of sucks. On the side, we got the specialties and his name and the number. I push that out so you can see the number 54 for Bazooka. For Recondo, just like the original figure, it's got the tape wrapped rifle and a knife and the hat. Even though I think the hat wasn't removable, so I like that that's removable. Also on Bazooka, the helmet. Now the helmet was removable. All the helmets were removable on those guys. The cool backpack with the roll on top. See, really nice artwork. I don't know who that is, but it's really nice. Looks like kind of like a portrait of someone. And the back, of course, just meh. And the four cool like specialties. You have to look online for those. And I'm not going to. Of course, the file number is 55. So these guys look really cool in package. And their characters I really like. The Tiger Force, I was not a fan of the Tiger Force figures. I think when they came out, I was on my way out of collecting G.I. Joe. I was getting a little bit older, and I sort of aged out of them. But seeing these guys, even in different colors, makes me really excited, even if they aren't the colors that they originally came with. So let's bust them out of the package. Let's take a closer look at Bazooka and Recondo. Okay, now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at Bazooka and Recondo from Target exclusives Tiger Force. First, let's start with Recondo. First, I've got him all geared up. In the box, he was not rocking all of his gear, of course. Let me adjust that a little bit. So the hat is removable. I'll take that off. The thing I like about the hat being removable is I think on the other figure it was molded on. And I think that was even that way in the 25th anniversary line, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't remember too much about the 25th anniversary figures. I really like them, but the original makes more of an impression on me. Because of course I didn't just display those, I played with those. So let me take the rifle out of his hand. See, the rifle is very cool. I remember when the original was just one color, and it was thick, I think, like Baroness's gun. It's just weirdly thick. So let me de-gear him. He has a pistol in the holster. Short pistol. That's nice. He has this crazy knife, which is, very average, kind of a machete knife. And because of its odd shape, the holster is slit down the side. so that you can get it in. Has a little hole in the bottom. I think that's more so that suction doesn't sort of grab it and refuse to release it, because that's how pressure works. But you can see right there where it splits, they've cut a little side in there so that you could put the blade in there, and if you push it in right with your thumb, you can barely see. You can see a little bit of the knife, but it's really well hidden. It's really nicely done. But I'm going to take this all the way out. And the backpack, just like the original, there doesn't look like there's any holes or anything on it for storing gear or any nooks and crannies on there. No, it doesn't look like there's anything on there, but it's solid. It's a really cool. If I'm not mistaken, I think the roll was on the bottom of the original. It could have been on the top. They try to make these as close to the 80s as possible, which, you know, I like, because it's like with the, you know, with the Star Wars figures, you're not trying to get different uniforms for them. You're trying to get all the same uniforms that you got for the vintage collection, but in Black Series size. I think that's what they're realizing about G.I. Joe, is that there are collectors who are really excited about the 6-inch format, but we really do like the changes, like the hat and things like that can come off, and all of the gear and the different things you can do with it. The holster, of course, is kind of some web gear. You could probably take off. You took off the arms and things. There's a kind of a jacket over the top that sort of it sort of blends with the waist. You can't really see the twist in the waist because of, it's just this little belt thing. I missed it. I thought that was the whole thing. But this thing slides up and down, so it hides the waist twist, which is pretty stiff on my Recondo. Let's see. Let me get his head to look up. Nope. The the mullet tail sort of prevents him from looking up. See, he gets a fair amount of down. Let me see if the head moves. He's got to have the neck post and the ball joint on the top of the head. So let's check his wingspan here. He's got butterfly joints. It's nice because, like with the Marvel Legends, sometimes some of them don't have butterfly joints, but all the G.I. Joe figures seem to have butterfly joints. And yeah, that's a nice wingspan. It's great. Bicep swivel, double elbow, hand hinge. There's an ab crunch there. Waist swivel. Ball joints for the legs. Thigh swivel. Double knees. Boot swivel. Toe swivel, or toe hinge rather. Ankle rockers. And that is Recondo, a very simple, straightforward figure, but a lot of fun, a lot of gear, just a lot of stuff that's well done with that figure. Now let's check out Bazooka. First, we'll lose the helmet since it wants to come off anyway. It's kind of loose. I'm going to take the backpack off. All the rockets go in there individually. You just have to sort of push them forward and pull them out. And then, of course, just sort of angle them in there and kind of snap it into place. There is a place to put the rocket launcher itself. I put one rocket into the bazooka, you can see here. One rocket is there. There's a little, I don't know what's inside of it, but it keeps it from going in all the way, which I appreciate because you could lose that pretty easy. It does go into the back. And this is a neat feature. You can take this off, and then there's kind of a star, like a star shape at the end of it, which means that it doesn't rotate, kind of roll around. But what you can do is you can pin it sort of open like that, so that you can pose him sort of dropping the rocket in like that. And of course, this comes right back out. Watch, it won't come out now. Uh-oh. Okay, I got the rocket out. Just be careful. But it's still a very cool feature where you can pose the rocket launcher kind of open or partially open if you want to. Like I said, it doesn't rotate because it has a star at the end of it, so you can only pose it a number of ways. But it looks really nice. And I will put the rocket into his backpack for safekeeping, and then try to figure out, oh, the carrying grip here must go right into here. And it does. He can carry that around. Super cool. I'm sure it goes in that way because the handle sticks out there, which might be in his way. I don't know. It's wide enough that it might clear his body. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think if you were displaying him, you would have the bazooka in his hand. But that is 100% up to you. You're like, I know that. I know you know that. And now you know that. So you're welcome. For nothing. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Bazooka's fairly straightforward. He's just, the build is amazing. Like, look at how much taller he is than Recondo and just built out. Even Roadblock doesn't pack that much muscle on. I mean, Roadblock is probably the strongest Joe. He's always been, really, really big. He's been sort of the strong guy of the team. And even he's not sort of bulked out like Bazooka is. He's got the 14 like he does on the original figure. Haircut, very, very 80s. Let's see if he gets any. No, not any heads up. Let's see. The neck goes down and the head goes down. So he gets a fair amount of down. He can turn his head a little bit to the side. Increases his expressiveness. Let's see. Up. I guess just a little bit. But he's got the... does he? A little bit. Yeah, he's got the post in his neck and the ball joint in his head. Okay, so I put his arm back in. And he's got an arm span of this. If I don't abuse it too much and tweak it. Bicep swivel right in front of the stripe so that it doesn't break the design. Double elbows. Wrist hinge. He's got a barbell joint at the mid torso. So you can stretch out a little bit, but it breaks the design when you do it. But it's a fair amount of up and down and side to side. His waist twists. The belt does a great job of disguising the joint where it turns, and the belt is nice in itself, nice and chunky. Ball joint for the legs. Thigh swivel. Double knees. Boot swivel. Foot hinge. Holding down the foot. Ankle rocker. Bazooka is also a fairly straightforward figure, but really nicely designed. And he's based on an original G.I. Joe character. Both of them are in Tiger Force designs. I don't think Bazooka was ever a Tiger Force figure, but I think Recondo was. So those of you who get Tiger Force are probably really excited. And for the rest of us, we're getting into it, or, this Target exclusive doesn't jive with us, and we're waiting till something more original flavor comes out. But for me, it's a great addition to the collection. I'm getting just all of the the G.I. Joe classified figures. I don't think there's been one that I've missed so far, except for the re-release of Snake Eyes and Timber, which I didn't need in different colors. But other than that, I haven't missed anything. So until next time, enjoy your toys.